All right. Let's see. Yeah, I got Discord up and running now. I'm in the streaming Observatory channel. Are you ever scorned? No, maybe not. I think you might be Bob. You're on your phone. There's the invite. It's in the YouTube channel.
Yeah, I got you now. Hear me?
Yeah.
Cool.
Don't forget to mute the YouTube channel.
That's right.
Otherwise, you're going to hear me like 10 seconds later.
Right.
The second time. You got your stuff set up? Ready to go?
I've got my stuff set up, but not saying I'm ready to go.
Okay.
You know what? I think I'm gonna start over.
I'm just working on T2 right tonight, or starting with that, and then I'm going to move on to some other things.
I saw that.
I mean, I've got enough data already. I've taken 21 frames,
Uh-huh.
but I thought I'd make a little short time lapse.
Cool.
It's one of those things where you have to kind of choose. You take 6 frames of a comment and be done with it, or you take 60 frames so you can make a little time lapse.
Sure.
But it eats up time.
Yeah.
Because all the other single frames I've been showing everybody, they're only six frames, 60 minutes or 6 minutes of data.
Mm-hmm.
And I usually take 6 frames a minute. You know, I wish it would get warm so I can go out and tweak the optical system. It's a little bit off right now.
Is it?
Yeah. And there's another peculiarity I haven't been able to figure out. I seem to have a drift in RA over time. And when I say time, I mean days and weeks.
Right.
And I don't know why that should be because it's tracking at sidereal rate. And you can actually see it from night to night. I go to do I have had the system powered up since yesterday, so it's not like I'm starting from scratch. And I went to Capella like I did last night, and it was in the field of view, but it's off in the same direction these guys are always off in the same direction in RA by about 10%. So I just centered and resynced, but I shouldn't have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And if I waited a week, that displacement would be even greater. So I'm not sure if the rate on my drive is absolutely correct. It's like it's got a little residual error. It doesn't matter much because my guider takes care of it, but and I checked my polar alignment the other night too, so it's fine. I will have to say though, my guiding is really good tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just over a half arc second. I love using this big camera for the guiding. The comet's actually right in the. It's actually in the guider. I'm going to bring up the background there. You can see the comet in my guiding camera. There it is. It's right in the middle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, these are both basically the same field of view. They might be flipped. Yeah, they are flipped, but left to right and up and down because the guider is straight on and the acquisition camera is 90 degrees. But what's really great is I can get a galaxy in here centered on it, and I have lots of stars to pick from. Well, I don't even have to pick it; it does it automatically. But so that's been kind of cool. Last night it ran until 3:30, but I had to throw about 20 frames away because it was still able to track on a guide star, but the high clouds were coming in, and I could barely see the galaxy in the image.
Oh, okay.
So
I saw that. Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, I published the galaxy I was shooting, but it was only what was it, 14 frames? I don't remember. 18. What did I publish? So it kind of looked okay, anyways. I may add some more data tonight on it though. It was 14 frames out of 38. So I got an hour and 10 minutes on it of good data. I had to weed out 24 bad frames. They were tracking good. It just that the background was so washed out that it wasn't even worth using them. Because I woke up at about 3 o'clock and came down and checked, and I noticed the guide cameras barely seeing it. The guide star, and the main cameras only had 3 stars visible. I could barely see the core of the galaxy. So I actually stopped the acquisition and let it park.
Mm-hmm.
And then it cleared off about 6 in the morning.
Yeah, I saw that it was. I saw that you were on YouTube last night, but I was looking at that College of whatever their thing, and I could see that there was going to be some high stuff moving, and so I didn't bother to set up. And I saw that that the next 3 nights are supposed to be really nice. So
Yep.
I didn't I thought I could sacrifice whatever I might try to get last night to.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I knew the morning hours were going to be marginal, but at the evening I got that open cluster in the middle of the rosette.
Oh, okay.
I got about 3.5 hours on that.
Mm-hmm.
So that looked pretty good. First time I actually photographed it. I didn't go after the rosette itself because it's way too big. I'd have to put a 12-panel mosaic together to grab that.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah. So I just went after the open cluster in the middle of it there,
Right.
and exposed long enough to get a lot of the nebulosity that's around it. I don't think you got to see it, did you?
I did not. No.
Well, this is what it looks like.
Hold on. Give me a minute. I'm in my workshop right now, making my way back
Oh,
to
okay.
the computer.
Yeah, I'll pull it up later.
Yeah, or I'll be there in a minute. All right, I'm back. See, back to YouTube. I'm back to YouTube.
All right, this is what I took last night.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Very nice.
I mean, the cluster's easy. Those are all really bright. But if you want to get the nebulosity, I got to keep pounding the data.
Right.
So that's over 3 hours.
Awesome. Pretty.
But that gives you an idea of the field of view. If you go and look at a, I'm gonna go pull that up just a second here.
Well, I've done the rosette, so I know what you're talking about.
It's just not one of those that I can do.
I understand. Yeah, you'd have to put so
I,
many panels together.
if I had a week of clear nights.
Yeah. When does that happen here?
Yeah, exactly.
You get a week of clear nights over 3 months, maybe. In this time of year. Although it looks like we're gonna get lucky in the next few days, so plan on taking advantage of it.
Yeah. Let me go with 3x4, I think it was. Yeah. So with my setup, this is what I'd have to do. And that just barely gets it.
You doing? I can't see anything. Oh, here we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah. That is a 12 panel, and it just gets it.
So what last night was basically that.
Was last night just a one panel?
Yeah,
Really?
that's it right there.
Yeah. But you got the propeller. I call it the propeller in there. You got that in there in the image you showed last night. So
This one here.
like at the top of that image there, that three bladed propeller. It always looks like a propeller to me. You got
Oh,
that in
okay.
there. I know that.
Yeah, it's over
Yeah.
here on the left, lower left, huh?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I centered on 2244, which is the open cluster. And just that's what I was going to
Right.
shoot at. Everybody else gets the rosette. I'm not capable of doing that with this focal length. So
Yeah.
I says no. People are like, well, did you go after rosette? No, actually, I went after 2244. The rosette just happened to be there.
Yeah. That's a nice image. I haven't seen anything like that before. I'm sure there's maybe some out there, but
Oh yeah.
neat.
All right. So that was last night's work.
Right.
All right, I got to start planning what my next group is going to be. I wonder if I should go after. Let me check my A-bell list. Maybe I'll go after A-bells tonight, which are boring as all get out for most people because they're all they're clusters of galaxies.
Right.
But I should take I have a series of 6 or 8 that I can take. I got to remember when I took those. I'll have to go check here. Where's my A-bell clusters? Those were all in May. Yeah. May. I wonder what the RA deck is. And those were all 1 hour. Each was 1 hour. Is that right? No. Each was. I don't know. Each frame was 5 minutes. So yeah, 1 hour. 1 hour stacked. So I did. I'll have to find that. Check it out. There we go. A-bell galaxy clusters. Clusters all. Let me pull these over. Copy. Oop, I gotta grab them from the other side. Guess what I spent my day doing? Rebuilding my network.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was probably my fault that I lost track of what my password was to my main router, or it got hacked.
Oh.
So I had to reset all my routers, rebuild the configurations, new IDs, new passwords. That took me 4 hours.
I can believe that.
Yep. I felt like I was back at work. But they're taken care of. Okay, I want to paste these over here. Yeah, I need to look at these. I don't think I have. Do I have SG Pro on this machine? No, I don't. I should put that on here just so I can build sequences up while the other computer's running them. Never thought about that. Let me open this with a notepad. Oop, don't want to do that. It's a binary file. Never mind. I'll look at that list when I get a chance, but what I will do, pull up Telescopius and look up one of these and see where its rise and set times are. Galaxy clusters. A-bell. Let's see. We'll try 2065. Take a look at that one. Yeah, that's a tiny group. That. Yeah, it's not going to tell me when it arrives. There we go. Yeah, it's still too early. I got to wait a couple more months.
Ah.
They don't even rise until they're kind of in the Virgo cluster area. They don't even get above my false horizon until 1 in the morning. So I can't go after those. Let's see here. I wonder if I should bother with M81 again. Why not? I got a pretty nice M81. I don't know if I really want to bother. I have redone some objects because I have improved my technique to the point where I got a little better results. My frame of reference is not big enough to get M81 and 82 together. Can't fit them in. Maybe if I turned it 90 degrees, but yeah, I need to double my field of view to get them both in. Even in the long direction, I can just fit them in. If I had a 1 degree field of view, I could get them both in, but I don't. Yeah, why don't we try for that? We're almost done with this. In fact, I think I will end this. And we'll go spend some time on something fun. Okay, got 40 frames on the comment. I'm going to move on to something else here. Let me pull up M81, see where it's at. Oh, what am I talking about? It's right here. It's already up. Good position. Transit just after midnight. Kind of an ideal. I could shoot that all night. So remember that, Doug. Mid-February is a good time for M81. All right, so let's pull up my sequence for that. File, open sequence. See if I've got one. Nope. I do not. It's buried in a. It's probably buried in a multi one. So, all right, we're going to add this to a sequence here. Create new. M81 and M82. I'll put them both in the same place. So we'll add that to this one as well. Doot doodaloo, doot doodaloo.
You heard that, eh?
Oh yeah, I hear everything. MIDI 1 and 2. Okay, we're going to bring those in. And we're going to do a new sequence. File. New sequence with profile. Standard setup. And we're going to go file. Import targets. I'm going to set up for both of them. Okay. Slew new targets, automatically center. Okay, 2 targets imported. Remove that. And let's set up the first one here. Control E, check my gains. Camera gain should be 300. Yep. We are going to go 5 minutes. We're going to do start with 36. Set that. In fact, we're going to do, well, we're going to have 2 nights, so I have to, I actually have to go to bed by midnight because I got a doctor's appointment in the morning. So I'm going to set this up to run all night.
I see.
So that should go to around midnight. And we'll give the Cigar Galaxy the morning hours. Where does that take me to? It really takes me to 4 o'clock. I think I'll give this guy 1 more hour, 60. That takes me 9 hours. That takes me to 5 o'clock. That's pretty good. Yeah, that should work. All right. Run sequence. Okay. Let's see if it's slewing. Yep, it's slewing. I could probably throw Astro Toaster up and we could do a live stack of this. Might look kind of nice. So this will run. This will run until 5 or 5:30. In fact, what I'll do is I'll set the timer so it shuts down at 5:30 before it gets too light out. Well, that didn't point very well at all. We're almost a field of view off. 4,000 pixels. Which means it was half a degree off. Almost half a degree off. Oh yeah, over half a degree. Yep, only 200 off. Go one more pass and tune it in there. That's the fun part of plate solving. Even if it doesn't, even if it's not in the field of view, it'll eventually get there.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. Oh, didn't quite get into my bogey. Gonna take another pass. What are you doing over there?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get this to, I don't know, restarting everything.
Are you outside?
I was. I just came back in again for about the fourth time tonight.
Oh.
I was restarting everything again.
Oh, it's having
There were a bunch of. There you go.
lot, lots of USB connections.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. All right.
This is having a hard time getting the RA up there. It's on the fifth pass already. This may fail. Can't. I got a 100 pixel. It has to get within 100 pixels, and it actually got further away on the fourth pass, not closer, which is kind of weird. Looks like it might have passed this last one.
Looks like
No,
it.
no, it didn't. It failed.
No?
Yep.
Looked green to me.
No. Let's try again. It's having problems getting up into that corner. Look at the scope. I don't think I'm. No, I'm not. Not challenged with cables. It didn't get within. It was 125 pixels out, and I got a error window of 100. It's got to be within 100 pixels in both axes. It was 125 on the RA. I mean, the object's in there, but I actually had to open it up from 50 to 100 in order to get this to not fail. That's problematic, though. I don't know why that's having trouble. See, now it's 123 on the first pass, so it's going to try it again. I may have to bump it manually myself in the RA. This is kind of rare.
I'm rebooting my computer. It doesn't make any sense. It says everything's connected, but I can't control the scope or anything. This has happened before.
Oh, this is ridiculous. It's even farther out now. I'm gonna have to slew away and have it come back to it.
That's how I started tonight. I mean, that's how I started having problems. Is it wouldn't plate solve on this object. I've always had a problem plate solving on it, and it wouldn't plate solve on it. So I moved back to another part of the sky and tried to plate solve, and it wouldn't solve it. You know, even with max regions, it couldn't solve it. You know, so I don't know what that means when that's the case, but so I went out and disconnected all my equipment and started it up again. But I don't know. This has happened before. I think I might have just restarted my computer. That's what I just did now. So hopefully that'll solve my thing. Find out in a minute here.
See, mine's creeping further away, not getting closer, which is really bizarre. So I manually moved it. I want to see what it does now.
That's go back out again.
Limit? Why did I hit limit? That doesn't make any sense at all. Oh, my mount went nuts on me. Ah, shit. All right, I'm going to go park at startup position. That's me. I have to quit my sequence here. I'm going to have to start it up again. So it was this every once in a while. This has a problem. It slewed all the way to my western limit. All right. All right, so now let's unpark it. Let's start this sequence again. Reset it. And run it. All right, let's see what happens here. I'm glad I have safety limits on this thing.
Yeah.
Look at that. It passed in the first pass this time.
Awesome.
I parked it at home, restarted the sequence, and it passed the first time through. Which means that it was having some kind of weird problems.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, I got some clouds coming in.
No.
Yes, I do. See, I can see them in my guide camera.
Uh-oh.
See that little ripple?
Actually, I don't have YouTube
Okay,
open right
yeah,
now.
no problem.
All right,
No,
hear about this beep again. good sign.
I'm going to take my wide field here. There's the Pleiades there. Yep, it's taking its first frame.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we're still pretty clear. A couple of planes flying through, shooting over in the northeast there.
Oh. Hey, I have control of my scope. That's good. Nice. Solved. That's better. Solved in searching 3 regions. That's a good thing. All right. Get one sequence.
Okay, that guy will end at 6 o'clock. All right, good. Yep, all set for the night.
Nice.
Now, close that. First frame will come back here in about a minute. We'll take a look at it. See if I've got if the core is saturated. I'm going to change my settings. That's the only thing I was concerned about is how bright is the core, whether I saturated the camera or not. So I don't remember what I did. I should have checked my data. I may have to drop that back to 3 minutes. All right, let me take a look at this core here. See if I got it saturated or not. Yes, I do. All right, I got to drop my exposures down. I'm going to mark this one as bad. Mark it bad. And what are you doing here? Cancel. I don't know why that popped up. I need to change my settings. So this is going to have to be 3 minutes, I think. Don't want a saturated core. I suspected that was going to happen for 5 minutes. So we'll let me abort this one. Yeah, we'll abort this. Abort the current one. Not only that, but look at my oblong stars. Why is that happening? That's got to be my collimation issues. That is horrible. No. Oh, you dummy. I changed the wrong one. Abort. Pay attention to what you're doing here. Yeah, check my focus lock. Focus lock is not working. Why is that? Interesting. Maybe that's why this looks so bad. Oh, come on. Let's pick a better star. That might be too bright. It's gone green. right, so that's the first one. Let's see if I'm saturated still. Oh, I'm close. Not quite there though. 61,000. That core is really bright. Oh, I'm saturated at that. Holy cow. All right, I gotta go pull my data up here. Gotta quit spending time on this. All right. Select all. M81. Where are you? What did I end up doing here? It looks like in February, March, I dropped it to 2 minutes. Yep. 2 minutes, the magic number. All right. So we need to drop this even further. And I gotta mark that bad. Why are we doing that? Why is it doing that? I don't know. 2 minutes is what we want though. This will be done in a minute. Then we'll go. I gotta pull up M82 as well. Hmm. 82 is 300. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, it's going to have to be 2 minutes.
Doug?
Yeah.
Oh, just wondering if you're there. I had my headphones out for a minute, and
Nope.
I didn't know if I was still connected to Discord or not.
Nope. Still here. I'm having to throttle back my exposure time on this because the core was saturated. So we're down to 2 minutes for these guys. I'm going to verify this before I move on to the other one. But look at that. I don't understand what this drift is.
Yeah, I see those elongated stars.
And my guiding's great, which means I've got collimation issues.
Hmm.
Yep. This may be not even worth going after tonight. Wow, even 2 minutes is saturated, almost saturated. It's up to 64,000. No, it's saturated at 2 minutes even.
Hmm.
Let's see here. I drop these to 1 a minute. Maybe I need to change the gain. No, we'll keep the gain the same. Must be tasty.
Sorry. Egg salad wrap.
I wonder if my. Let me check the focus. I just wonder if my on axis has gotten tilted. Yeah. Now we're down to 1 minute exposures. We'll see what that looks like.
Oh.
If it was warmer out, I'd be out there checking all my collimation, but it's only 10 degrees out, and I'm not going to sit out there and freeze my hands.
I know how cold it is out there. I've been out there too many damn times tonight.
Yep, yep.
Oh my God, I'm guiding.
All right, am I?
Oh my God, I'm integrating the first frame.
Okay. Core is not saturated now. All right, we're good. 1 minute shots. Yeah. We'll be taking a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, I bet.
Even at 1 minute, I have oblong stars. I just don't
Really?
understand. Yeah, I don't understand. It's got to be my mirrors must have shifted on me or something.
Huh.
I mean, you don't see it when you're looking at full frame, but you zoom in, you can see it.
Yeah.
Almost tempted to go out there and no, I can't. I can't deal with 10 degrees touching metal.
Yeah.
Just not good. I'm just not going to do it. I
Is it
won't.
really that cold out? I mean, it feels cold, but it doesn't feel 10 degrees cold out there to me.
Well, that's what my
I'm
thermometer
only out
says.
there for a little time. I'm not
No, I
out there
get
for very long.
right, but you have your gloves on, right?
Mm-mm.
Well, it's my thermometer says it's 10 degrees.
I believe it. It just didn't feel that cold to me. I
Mm.
mean, I'm not wearing a hat, or gloves. I'm just
Well,
jean jacket.
you're just more robust than me.
I overheat easily. I'm always hot. I'm always the hot person. So I wear shorts year round. I'm not wearing shorts right now. That's one thing I'm not doing. But I can remember one time I went to Home Depot for something, and I'm walking into the store, and it's like January. It's like 8 degrees, and I'm wearing sandals with no, just bare feet, like sandals. I'm like, oh my god, people are gonna know I'm nuts. But I wasn't that uncomfortable.
I gotta go delete the bad ones. I don't have any expecta- I don't have any expectations for this data tonight. It's just
Yeah,
basically not with all the oblong stars.
right. Yeah, it's weird that the image I see on the screen now is a 1 minute
Yeah,
exposure,
yeah.
and it doesn't look like the oblongness has really changed from the
It
longer exposures you're doing. So
it's
that
yeah.
that that
It's
tells
not.
you that it's the collimation. It's not a guided thing, right?
Yep, yep. That's what it is. I'm not columning. I got a tilt in the system.
Right.
I could go out and check the on axis, see how squared it is, because that's usually the first place that I have problems.
Yeah.
Do I want to do that? So damn cold out.
First image to come in. It's not what I wanted to shoot at this time of night, but it's what I'm shooting. So what was happening earlier? Do you have like a auto, automatic rotator on your thing,
No,
or do you just never rotate your field, or
no, I never do.
okay? So I don't have an automatic rotator, but I 3D printed these rings with a scale on, a degree scale on them,
Mm-hmm.
so that I could go out there and it'll, how sequence generator pro will tell me I need to rotate it clockwise or counterclockwise is so many degrees, and this thing worked great for for me to run out there and do that. But what's been happening? The image that I was trying to do tonight at the beginning was the Witch's Head Nebula, and it's near Rigel. It's just off to the it's I'm gonna, it's off to the right of Rigel, and it was supposed to be a two-panel mosaic, and I started the night, and I cannot if I my telescope parks, pointing at the celestial pole pretty much, and there's a tree right there. So I rotated off to the east so that I can get a plate solve, and it plate solves it, and then I tell it to start my sequence, and it's supposed to go to this Witch Head Nebula and plate solve it, and it gets there and it plate solves, and it tells me I need to rotate 55 degrees, say clockwise. So I go out there, I rotate 55 degrees, I come in and say okay, and then it tells me I need to rotate another 3.5 degrees clockwise. So I do, and I come in here and I hit okay, and then it tells me I need to rotate 3.5 degrees counterclockwise, like undoing what it just told me to do. And
Why do you have it telling you to do that?
because that way I get it framed
Oh,
the
okay,
way
okay.
that
So,
I picked in framing mosaic with it.
okay,
Okay,
okay, gotcha.
so
So you're having it help you
yeah,
for
yeah,
framing it, but it doesn't
yeah.
isn't some seem to be very helpful.
Only on this object though.
Yeah.
I just did it. I just did it on the horse. I'm adding to data on the Horsehead Nebula right now, and it has no problem. And the Horsehead Nebula isn't that far away from the Witchhead Nebula. The
Right,
Rigel is where
right.
the Witchhead is, and where
Yeah.
Horsehead is.
Yep.
They're not that far away from each other.
It's
So
right off of
it's like
Eln
wow.
Attack.
And the
Yeah.
same thing happened to me one of the last few nights. One of the very few nights we've had clear. Same thing happened on the Witch. So I say screw the Witchhead Nebula. Burn her at the stake.
Yeah, okay. All right, we're stacking. Let me see what this looks like.
That looks stars don't look bad there.
Oh, they're not zoomed in, but there you go.
Right.
There's the galaxy now.
Got a little bit of a lag here.
Yeah. It's like 10 or 15 seconds. There you go.
Oh, nice.
That's 2 frames, I think.
Oh, nice.
Let me see. It's going to show me. That's 2 of 9 stacked. It's stacking it now.
Okay.
Yeah, so the core is not saturated. That's what I was dinking around with, trying to get so the core wouldn't be saturated.
Right, right.
It's about mid range now in the 30,000s. So
Mm-hmm.
so we'll let this go. Looks like I can get about yeah. If I zoom in, I'm gonna zoom in here. I'm sure these stars are oval. Yeah, I can start to see them already. Yep. They're oblong left to right.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see it there. Yeah.
Yep.
Huh.
I got a tilt in the system someplace.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't notice these stars looking like this last night. So I don't know. Do I go out there and freeze my hands off?
That's your decision. I
I
did
know.
notice. I just went on to Wonderground, and it's about 5 degrees cooler. It says it's about 5 degrees cooler where you are than where I am. So. You've got a lot farther walk out to your observatory than I do too. Mine's not very far away. Not that I have an observatory, but my mount isn't that far away. But it's uphill.
Both ways, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, this is the live stack. I'm just gonna go with this. I really should fix it, but it's too cold. I can't deal. I can't deal. If it was like in the upper 20s, I'd go out there. Not 10 degrees.
Yeah, I'm just curious. What's tomorrow's night's temperature supposed to be like? I'm looking. Maybe you already know, but yeah, it's going to be warmer. But looks like here it's going to be like 23 instead of 10 tomorrow night, and then 28 on Saturday night. And there are even Sunday. Oh no, Sunday the clouds move in.
Yeah, tomorrow night's low is 21. The low
Yeah.
tonight here is supposed to be 5.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yep, it's going to be about 5 o'clock by midnight, supposedly.
Hmm. It says 12 here, but what website are you using to?
Astrospheric.
Okay. Maybe. Huh?
Astrospheric.
Hmm.
Seeing is poor. Or no, maybe it's average. Let me see here. No, seeing's below average right now. It's going to be average at 1 o'clock. So the morning hours will be better.
Hmm.
Yep, I'm going to do something about that. It's amazing how it's drifted out over this winter. I haven't even touched the system.
Right.
This is going to look horrible. It looks better than I thought it would. That's amazing.
From like a single exposure?
Yeah, I'm looking at the CCD inspector. It says I got a little bit of tilt to the right, which makes sense. But my collimation is less than an arc second. So if the problem is the tilt. That actually looked a lot better than I thought it would.
Oh, I see that.
Let me open up all these. I'll combine them. See what it tells me here. Let it crunch on that. I'm pulling the data straight off the laptop, but using my big computer to do the calculations. Because I got my wireless out there is pretty good. It's 40 megabytes per second.
Wow.
That's because the router is in a window facing the observatory. So I have a pretty clear line of sight between the two buildings.
The router in your house is in a window.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So what
it,
do you have out there? What do you have out there?
I have a Netgear mesh network extender.
Okay.
Wasn't cheap. It's a tri-band.
What do you mean by not cheap?
I don't remember how many. It was $100 something, I think.
Okay.
Let me see here. Netgear mesh. Let me look that up. Which one was it that I got? I forgot what model it is. How could I forget that? I just worked on it today. What an idiot. Uh, it's a, what is it? I don't remember now. It's a three Ace AC 3000. Is that one of the Nighthawk? Why I don't remember. Let me look it up. Yeah, it was 100. It's about $175,
Okay.
depending on where you get it.
Right.
But it's got both 2.4 and 5 gigahertz bandwidth. So I'm running the laptop 5 gigahertz to it, and then 5 gigahertz into the house. So, yep, we got some tilt going on, but that's fine. I'm going to run it as is. I think it's warm out. I think I'll pull the whole system into the house, and it's been over 3 years. Pull the mount apart, clean it up, do some new grease on it.
Mm-hmm.
Work on the collimation. I don't mind sitting out there collimating on a star when the temperature's not freezing.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, you can tell you're getting old. I pulled all those up, opened them all up. It rendered it, and I didn't bother to look at it. All right, let's do this again. Let's go look at the 3D here.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, I had to work on all this data, and then I closed the whole thing. Didn't even look at the graph.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Oh, I should go back to my YouTube. It'll be on there. It's being recorded.
Mm-hmm.
3.5 hours to Meridian, so this will be tracking on the east side for till after midnight.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing how big this thing is.
Mm-hmm.
I remember looking at this stuff back when I was a young buck through my smaller scopes, my 8 and my 10,
Mm-hmm.
and only being able to see basically the middle third,
Right. Yep.
and thinking, "Oh, that's pretty cool."
Right.
All right, this says I got a 7% tilt to the right, half an arc second of collimation, curvatures 12%. That actually isn't bad. So I don't know why those stars are looking that horrible.
Hmm.
I mean, I look at the graph like this and I think, well, there's probably a little tweaking I could do,
Hmm.
but we'll wait for spring.
Right. You go out there now. You go out there now when you're due to the temperature, you're kind of in a hurry and everything, and you can things worse. You know.
Exactly.
Too bad you can't do that kind of thing during the day. You know, when it's warmer.
Well, I wouldn't consider 21 degrees necessarily that much warmer.
That's true. That is true. Although it's
You get the if I open up the roof and let the sun shine in there, it's not bad
yeah,
because keep the wind off of you with the walls and
right. Yeah.
wouldn't be too bad. But you can't. There's I mean I can check the focuser and the secondary collimation. I can check that, but I can't figure out the tilt.
Hmm.
Uh, that's usually on the primary or it's on the on-axis guiding port. I have to be able to look at stars to do that,
Hmm.
or buy the $300 Ritchie Chrétien telescope collimation tool from whatever it is. They have a tool that allow you to collimate an RC,
But it's
but
that much, eh?
it's really I don't know it's like $200 or $300.
Oh.
I'm not sure. I should probably buy it just because it looks like I have to check my collimation every 6 months.
Hmm.
Because this is actually um, slowly been creeping in, I think, over the last 6 months.
Yeah.
Because I haven't moved that scope since July. So I don't know. I suppose if I looked at last night's acquisition, I'd probably have it. It's probably there too.
You would think so.
If I zoom in on it real good. It doesn't look too bad.
No, it looks all right.
Well, should I bring the night sky network up? One thing I don't like about it is that the broadcast keeps dropping out on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember in the past where you talk about that. Nice.
I mean, I had to restart it about 8 times last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's 23 minutes worth of data. Lots of vertical noise. Hi, Mark.
Yeah, looking nice there, Doug. Looking very nice.
Just got it started. Already went through my Comet stuff.
Oh, I missed that. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's no worries. I
Well,
didn't. I didn't even.
I'm sorry for myself.
I didn't even start broadcasting until just now.
Oh, I see. You just collected data and then.
Yeah. So then I decided I'm going to
Is
work
this
on.
the one? Didn't they say that one of them was going to be really bright in March or something?
T2 is going to. Yeah, it's about ninth magnitude right now.
That's not super bright.
No. No.
It's no Ikea or
No,
hail.
no, it's not going to be anything like that. It reaches perihelion on May 4th, but it's already gone closest by us, or it's on its way, in the next week or two. I think it actually might have gone by us already. But in any case, it's pretty easy to shoot. I mean, I posted a couple of images. I've been imaging it since October.
Yeah, I got a couple of shots of it too. This is a nice view of M81. I had to work really hard. I did it last night, and
Oh yeah.
it was a chore,
Hmm.
So you're at F8.
Yeah.
And you're using the 071.
Yep.
And
1 minute exposures.
Oh, 1 minute. Okay.
Yep. Because the core gets burned out if I go any longer.
Right. Yeah, you can see the dynamic range of the chip. The 071 is showing here because the outer arms are definitely showing.
Yeah.
And the core is not burned in.
It's bright, but it's not saturated. I've got it. The core is around 35,000, which is about half dynamic range. I'm running a gain of 300 as well.
That makes sense. I find that because we're stacking or collecting data, there is a deal with dynamic range and gain, but it's the concept I have when I do it is the effective range per the time I have. In other words, how much time am I going to put into the object, particularly if I'm broadcasting? It's a little different than if I'm doing astro imaging.
Yeah.
In astro imaging, you might collect data for multiple days on the same object, but for broadcast, you need to develop the image for the audience relatively quickly, otherwise you lose them.
Yep. So I'm not quite a half an hour in here.
It's looking good. And you're using Astro Toaster. I recognize the
Yep.
the thing.
Yeah, when I go offline from Night Sky Network, I just blow all that Astro Toaster data away, and I do my stacking the next day.
Yeah, you're saving the individual files, and you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So you do whatever you're going to do.
Yeah, because it always using PixInsight it always renders much better. Did you see my open star cluster from last night?
Yes, I did. Where you were doing the core of the rosette, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I sure did. It was very nice.
See, people
Yeah,
say
I looked at it today.
people say, "Oh, you went after the rosette. Boy, you can't hardly get any of that." I said, "No, I didn't go after the rosette. I went after 2244."
Yeah, there's multiple things there in that area. There's 2244. There's another one. There's 2 or 3 of them. They
Right.
call out. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, those stars are really bloated because I went long exposures to get the nebulosity around them, but I actually took some really short ones, and the stars are a little cleaner.
I did something interesting last night. I did the Spirograph Nebula, which is quite small, and I actually got some of the sub wavelength data that's in there. It shows up as a weird little pattern in the nebula that I posted. And if you look at it at the Hubble image of it, you'll see that it's tightly laced structure, linear structures in there. And that, of course, I'm not resolving those because of seeing and angular diameter of the mirror, etc. But what but I am seeing them at a larger scale. So if you look at that image I posted, you can definitely see how they added up to make almost like a kind of an interesting geometric pattern on the body of the thing. And spirograph, you actually need a Barlow. I was using 1/60th of a second. I should have, changed the scale on the sensor when I did it. I was using a 60th of a second to try to stabilize it. But I think with your 10-inch, it might be an interesting target for you. 10-inch and a Barlow kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I'd have to do some interesting finagling to get the Barlow in there because of the way my setup is. Because I'm using an on-axis guiding port.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find this thing. Yeah. Yeah, if you get a chance to look at it, you'll see there's kind of like almost scales. Because what it did is it blurred the structures together, at the limit of its resolution between the seeing and the angular resolution. Anyway, it gave it a kind of a scale pattern. Looks like overlapping discs. That's how it interpreted the actual structure of it. I was really interested to see that.
Let me take a look here if I can find it.
That was my post last night, either in Night Sky Network or
Okay,
directly.
let's see. This
And
one.
it's the one with the orange outer, orangish red outer.
It looks like Thor's helmet almost.
Well, Thor's helmet's there. I have
Okay.
Thor's helmet.
Okay.
It's,
Oh, here we go. I got it.
you see that kind of a scale-like pattern? It's
Yeah.
very interesting.
Yeah. Yep. Almost got 3 layers of red there. It almost looks like a flower that's got 3 layers in depth. And of course, there's the owl. And your M81. I got some type of tilt issues going on with my scope, though. I'm going to have to work on when the weather's warmer. I'm not going out there with bare hands at 10 degrees. Mark must have disappeared. Oh, nope, he's
Yeah,
back.
I'm back. Yeah, my mic, my headset somehow. I think I have a weak USB connector on the computer, so I moved to a different one.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, you saw what I was talking about, the
Yeah,
scaly pattern, right?
yeah. I was looking at that. It almost looks like a flower if you look depth-wise, like it's got 3 layers.
Right. So if you go look at the Hubble image, it looks very different. But what happened there is that the just the phenomenon of optics. It's lower resolution, between that seeing and which blurs it, and then the angular resolution of the mirror is tiny compared to Hubble.
Mm-hmm.
So it was for you with the you might be able to get something on it. It might be interesting, particularly if your seeing is good and stable.
That would be in the morning hours. Right now, our seeing is below average right now.
Uh-huh.
So,
Yeah, this is well, what you're doing is great. I mean, it's all you've got them wrapped all the way around now, so it's really coming out.
one thing about this 071 Pro is it got a lot of vertical lines on it.
Oh yeah, I see them now that you bring them up. I wasn't fixated on them, but once you pointed them out, I see them.
Well, yeah, that's all the line arrays basically, because it reads it out to the bottom,
Hmm.
and but it's always there until I get enough data that it'll smooth it out with dithering, and also if I go meridian flip and stack some more, it ends up smoothing that out somewhat. But I have to use my denoise tool to get rid of it, which actually softens the image.
Yeah, that's the the actual array pattern.
Yep.
The classical pattern noise, I think, is how they describe it.
Yeah, I should probably try some more darks on this guy.
Well, the other thing is, do a dither and do a big dither, do 8-10 pixels. It really, it's just as easy to do it that way as it is to do half measures. And by doing that, and if you dither in a, if it dither on every frame, don't go for 3 frames without dithering.
Oh, I'm dithering every frame right now.
Yeah, and
But
what you'll
but
do is you should be able to get rid of it if you make the dither bigger. Well, how
right
do
now
you
it's
define
small.
your dither, by the way? How do you define it? In pixels or in
It's
arc seconds?
in. It's actually. It's even dumber than that. SG Pro has 5 options: small, medium, high, very high, and extreme. It doesn't even tell you what the number of pixels is. And I'm using small right now.
Yeah, so that my point to you. A larger value will not hurt anything. There's no degradation associated with a larger value, but there's always improvement in terms of the benefit of dither if you have for fixed noise patterns.
Yeah, I don't know how fixed these are. We'll see.
Yeah. I wasn't even bothered by them. I didn't even see them
Well,
consciously until
I yeah, I know,
you
but
mentioned them.
but this is basically raw data, fully stretched, so you won't even see them when I'm done.
Right.
When I actually do my final stacking.
Right.
I just find them annoying.
Sure they are. Sure they are. We pay money for these things. We expect them to not deal with that. Not you shouldn't have to deal with any of that crap.
So I set it to higher dither, which is the midpoint between the 5 options. We'll see what that does on the next frame. It's dithering right now.
The other thing is the dither pattern. Theoretically, what you want is a random seed to determine where it dithers to.
Right.
The Sky X dithers in a circular pattern. If you watch it, you'll see the guide star move in a circle around the center. It dithers, goes off, and then it walks around the arc in terms of phase angle,
Mm-hmm.
and then it returns. It's kind of interesting watching it.
That dither moved the deck quite a bit.
Okay, you should see it move.
Yeah, I'm looking at my guiding.
I'm looking at your guiding too. That little red thing, you call that quite a bit.
Yep.
No, I'm used to seeing it go right
Well,
up and then come back.
Well, that's 2 arc seconds.
Mm-hmm. Oh, your scale is a little different. I see.
Yeah. That's 2 arc seconds of movement.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's back tracking. So what did it say? Oh, it didn't like that. Let me check this.
Lost the guide star?
No, it says the guide star was over 2 pixels. I have it restart whenever it's too big, so that it throws bad data away. So it restarted this frame. Let's see what it does now.
It may change your criteria. These things are all a balance.
Right.
You were able to deal with it in post anyway. So
Yep.
you said, except you didn't care for the softening. The advantage of if you get the dither working is you don't have to worry about the softening because
Mm-hmm.
your stacked image will still be sharp. Oh boy. I'm still struggling with what I'm going to do about it. Some sort of a better dome. It's just a constant bother for me. I'm trying to figure out if I weren't so damn unable to walk, it wouldn't be a big deal. To be honest with you, besides the money, the big deal is just coordinating all the people, to get here and do everything. You know what I mean? Without it turning into a major hassle.
Yeah.
Got to get power out there specifically for this. That's the beginning, I guess. I can do that anytime. Just get hold of an electrician.
No, SG Pro did its job. That's why I use it. I got it tuned so that if during a frame, if the guiding goes out more than 2 pixels for any significant period of time, it'll just throw that frame away and start over.
Did it take the next frame?
Yeah, it started the next frame immediately. It threw that one away and started over again.
Because isn't the dithering and the frame taking synchronized?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I shouldn't have thrown it out. Oh, it threw it out because it moved.
Yeah, it threw it out because during the frame it moved.
During the frame, I see.
Yeah, it's not during the dithering. It was during the frame.
Okay. So that was just coincidental.
Yep.
Got it. Now I understand.
Yeah, I mean, I got this set up to run until 6 in the morning on 2 objects, and I can go to bed, in a little bit because I've got I got to go see a neurologist tomorrow morning.
Oh, well, good luck with that.
Yeah. I got I got nerve pain in my back and my legs.
Yeah. Like neuropathy.
I don't know. They're gonna tell me.
Uh-huh.
I can't walk around for very long.
It hurts, huh?
Yep, and the leg goes numb on me. So they end up having to sit down for a little while.
It may be mechanical then.
Yeah, it might be. And I'm going through, I finally after 2 years went back to get my physical, and yeah, they told me some things I knew was probably going to be true, and so I'm on some medication now and got to figure out what's going on with this leg because I won't buy my RV if I can't move around. I won't bother traveling.
Well, I'm in the state where I I I can't do, I can't walk very well at all. I have trouble getting from the car into my desk at work, and my office I moved it downstairs so I don't have to climb the stairs and a bunch of other stuff. You know what I mean? So, but I still want to get out, and it's funny you bring that up because I was thinking about getting the Land Rover is getting a little long in the tooth, and I'm thinking about getting rid of it and getting a Jeep Rubicon 4-door, and I'm realizing, well, what good does it do to have that? Like you just said, if you have trouble walking around,
Yep,
particularly if you're out in the boondocks,
yep.
by yourself, it's not
That,
even a safe
that,
thing.
well, that's the point. I've been talking 10 years about retiring, getting an RV, and heading out to New Mexico. Spent a few months out there in one of the astronomy villages,
Yeah,
parks,
you
and
mentioned that. You mentioned that some time ago.
yeah. So I haven't bought the trailer because of this back problem that I'm having right now. So I just think that uh, I need to lose some weight, maybe get some advice on the this pinched nerve issue, and then make a
Well, I'll tell you,
decision.
the technology for that stuff is just in the last 4 years, it's improved quite dramatically, exponentially. So they're able to get in and do all sorts of things now to identify which one it is exactly, and then do very minor uh, surgical interventions to free the nerve up. They even use sonic ultrasound and they use lasers.
Hmm.
Lots of good stuff.
Yeah, we'll see. Going for my first visit tomorrow.
Well, good luck with it. I wish you the best. I hope everything works out.
Yeah, I want to be able to take this rig plus my 14-inch Dob with me and head out to the Southwest during the winter
Hmm.
and get some decent clear weather. Get out from underneath this Michigan nebula. So we'll see. It's the reason I haven't pulled the trigger on it. I've been looking at them since last summer or last fall.
Well, I guess it's probably more cloudy in Michigan than New Mexico, but New Mexico is really not the least cloudy place by far
No, I
in the
know,
country.
I
New
know.
Mexico and Texas get the monsoonal flow.
Yeah, but that's during the summertime.
Yeah, from the beginning of July through kind of September,
Yeah. So
October.
so that's why you have an RV trailer, so you can go drive someplace else for that time.
Right.
But there's an RV park down there. It's 300 a month with all the utilities, and it's an astronomy village. So
That's not real expensive at all. That's pretty good.
yeah, so that's what I was thinking. I could do that. I could do that at least for a couple of months.
I just figure out how to move your stuff around. We'll deal with your pain first, and then once you get that solved,
Yep.
then just set things up so you don't strain yourself doing it. That's all. Make some I bought equipment specifically for that purpose. It's lightweight that I can set up. I can get it out, get it set up, uh, and probably be okay. I may take my somebody out there with me for the first episode or two, just to make sure that we're able to do it. And then I'm
Well,
because
that's
I got Bortle 2 here, so I'm
yeah.
within 65 miles. So Bortle 2 is really dark, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I've got. Go ahead.
I've got Bortle 3 up north, and
Yeah,
that's really nice too.
yeah,
But it's not clear all that often. Like I said, over 3 years now, I average 4.5 clear nights a month. That's it.
yeah, yeah. We're
And,
supposed to have 285 clear nights a year here, and I looked at all those stats before I picked where I was going to live down in this area. You know. Then this year I kind of got blown away. A little bit on the green side there.
yeah, I pushed the saturation to see what it would do.
You get up on top and you can turn the green down
Yeah.
and the color adjust. Well, that's probably quite a bit there. Oh, you're using the latest version, so it doesn't. Yeah, there you go. And just fiddle with it. Still a little bit on the green.
I don't know if I have the latest version or not.
You do.
Okay. Yeah, we'll just hit the auto and let it clean itself up.
Hit reset.
Not yet. I'm waiting for it to do so. Well, I guess maybe it's not going to.
No, I think you have to hit the button reset. It won't do it by itself.
All right. Well, I hit the auto expose.
That
Oh, there,
that
there, yeah, yeah.
it, that
Let's hit the
it,
reset. Okay, I'll
it
hit the
doesn't it doesn't do a white balance.
There we go.
Now you're balanced. Now you can adjust your contrast and expand however you want. Your data rich. That's nice. Nice exposure. So notice it didn't change your color balance. You got to wait for it to. I see the red over there. It's just crawling. You're processing. So there's a lag when you hit auto expand.
Mm-hmm.
You see how that bar up there is?
Yep, yep. Let me check my YouTube channel, see if I got any more people over there. Oh, I closed it. No, I didn't. Where did it go? There it is. Yeah, I got 3 people in there. Bob's one of them.
Mega Bob?
No, this is Robert. Robert's from. He lives about a half hour from me. He's on my YouTube channel, and
Oh, he's your neighbor, huh?
yeah, he's on my Discord channel. So I don't think he can actually hear you. I don't know.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Robert.
Who's the other guy is Mark?
Am I better off watching you through the YouTube channel?
No.
Actually, no. This is pretty good.
Why is this not?
It's still working.
Yeah, I don't understand why. That usually is a lot faster than that. Heck. Let me press the reset here. Toaster does that from time to time. It goes out to lunch on me.
Same with me.
I'm going to do a stop. Okay, I need to do a stop. It won't even let me do that. It says it's stacking. All right, it stopped. Let's do a. Oh, that says. Let's do this now. See if this works. There we go.
There you go. And the color's neutral.
Yeah.
It's not green anymore.
All right. Turn that back on. Still there, Rob or Bob?
I'm still there. Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
Yeah. Just been kind
You're
of
on a
quiet.
YouTube channel. What do you call it?
It's just Doug Bach. It's and he's talking to me through Discord, which is an audio channel, so he can talk to me direct. Because no one, when you log into the YouTube channel, you can't talk to me via the YouTube. It's just a display only.
Yeah, it's not the YouTube Plus we used, Google Plus.
Right. It's not.
There's Doug Bach, Northern Cross Observatory.
Yep. That's
Live
my.
now. Okay.
Yep.
Let me just see what that looks like. Oh yeah.
And check the settings down the lower right hand corner. Make sure it's HD. I'm broadcasting at 1440p. So it might actually be a cleaner image than Night Skies Network. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't think this is stacking anymore.
Yeah, I just went over there to take a look at it. It looks very nice. I liked Google Plus because we could go talk both directions, up to 10 people.
Right.
It was really, and it was a beautiful, high quality broadcast without any weird nonsense, you know.
Well, yeah, the one thing about Night Sky Network is my broadcast last night kicked out at least at least 8-10 times. I had to restart it.
Yeah, you just have to keep an eye on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The reason I was messing with the colors. I wanted to see if I could pull those H2 regions out because I can see them in this image in the arms,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
can't. But there's no color to them right now.
Well, you got saturation. You try turning it up.
That's what I was doing. Where is it here? See, it turns green when I do that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll be darned.
That's not so good. Yeah, it turns green because it's got two greens in the there.
Whoa, that's green.
Yeah. Yeah, it turns green. So we'll just leave it. I can take all of that, balance that all out, and fix Insight, no problem.
You know, they could make a perfectly neutral sensor. They don't, but they could. They could make one that was 3 colors only, you know, in a regular pattern.
What they should do is make one of those 4 pixels luminance.
Mm-hmm.
Then you could have red, green, blue, and luminance, clear, monochrome on the 4th pixel.
Yeah.
That's how you would do it.
Process it that way, you get really good results.
Yeah.
High spatial detail.
Yeah, let's see here. This is one of my M81s. Yeah, Here's one of my ones from a year ago.
Oh yeah, beauty.
Yeah, except for all the dust donuts. All the,
Yeah.
all the little tiny dust donuts.
The little black ones, they're right on the sensor. Yeah.
Yep. I don't have those on this one, but see this version. You can see the red H2 regions in it.
Yeah, they look kind of pink. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a
Now
little
they're
bit of
showing.
down at the bottoms a little bit too, but yeah, this didn't have any back a year ago. I wasn't doing flats, so I had to get creative with this. There's dust donuts all over the place. I actually cleaned up the little speckled ones, but so I thought I'd give this another shot because I got flats and darks and everything this year that I'm using.
Yeah. Give you a better thing for the archive.
The thing is, the old one, I was running, which what I don't, you know what, I didn't. Yeah, I was running 300 seconds on those, so the cores was burned out on it on those from last year. I wanted to be a little more careful this time. I got all kinds of data, all kinds of data. You can tell I'm a systems guy because I have this. Oh, do I already have it open? I don't think so. Anyhow, this is my data collection sheet. Starting in November 2016.
Data on the data.
Yep. As a matter of fact, I've missed 2 nights. I got to add those in yet, but it just tells me what object it was, the date I took them, how many frames, the gain, um, how long they were, temperature. That one had the M100 had a supernova near the core. So I don't know why it told me another user had it open. I had it open earlier, but it's not open now. Anyways, this thing will get better and better as time goes on this evening. I'm going to turn to black.
It's really good right now. It's really nice. Very nice.
I'm going to move that just a little bit. I may actually have to take some 5-minute shots to get more of the extension outside. And then do some finagling with the core.
Do the equivalent of an HDR with longer shots in the.
Yep.
Yeah, and these.
I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to grab something to nibble on.
Okay. Hey, Rusty.
Hello.
How you doing?
Doing good. It's looking good here. Is this M82?
M81. 81, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thought that's what it looked like.
Yeah, he's doing a real good job on it. If you ask me, it's got all the outer extents.
Yeah, it really looks good.
I think his air is he's a little better. Although you've been doing some wonderful stuff from your front porch.
Well, this town only has between 900 and 1,000 people in it, so we don't have real severe light pollution here.
Head and Shoulders more sensitive than anything else I've got, including the 533. But 533 would be the next one down from A7S.
Didn't you?
All right, I'm back.
Doug?
Yeah.
Doug?
Yes.
I was gone for a while too. I was wondering if you were back
Yep.
on.
Yep. Yeah, I'm still here. I don't think I'm broadcasting in that.
Sky Network?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't see the audio.
What's this?
Testing 1, 2, 3. I might have to refresh. Testing 1, 2, 3. All right, it looks like I got my audio back. Hmm. Um, something's going on with my audio. It's not getting through. There it is. All right. My wife's already gone to bed, which she's usually in bed.
Mine,
She usually goes to
mine
bed.
too.
Yeah, she usually goes to bed an hour after I do.
Yeah, mine. I went out there just now and lights were all off. And my daughter, she's 16. She works at a pizza place, and she just got home. So she used she has her own car. She used ours tonight, and I wanted to load some boards in the back of the car tomorrow, or for tomorrow. I didn't want to forget them, so I got to do that. So
All right, I got to restart my camera out there. I lose connection to my camera.
which one?
The one out in the IR camera.
Oh,
The one that's just watching the scope.
gotcha.
There we go. It's back on.
Yeah,
That's the only.
I had that tonight too. I've got a camera out there, like a security camera that's sitting under my scope, looking up, and well, actually, no, I had problems with that too. It just all of a sudden, I couldn't keep a connection to it. I don't know what the deal was because I like to use that like I said, when I first start up at night or in the evening, my scope's pointing toward the pole, but there's trees there, so I move it over to the east and do a plate solve, and I couldn't see it. I couldn't see what it was doing tonight at one point, and it wasn't doing anything. It turned out because I don't know. That's why I said I ended up rebooting my computer and going out there and restarting everything out there, and then everything was cool. But it wasn't good until I also rebooted my computer. So, and I remember that once from the recent past that I was totally um, confused as to why it wasn't working. And then I went to go take, yeah, you can do the frame and focus where you just take one image. It would say it was taking an image, it would never download it. So even though SGP said that my stuff was connected, I don't know that it really was, or at least
It may have been
wasn't
connected, but the USB transport layer wasn't working right.
something like that. Yeah. So after I rebooted, everything worked.
I'm munching on forbidden fruit.
What does that mean?
I'm eating almonds, which I'm not supposed to be eating.
Oh, really? Why is that?
I have diverticulitis. Not supposed to have seeds or nuts.
So that affects your digestive systems, your intestinal thing,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Yeah. I have a feeling I have the same thing. And there's an engineer I work with who's 10 years younger than me at least, and I remember him saying he went to see an allergist because he was having issues, and he found out that he was allergic to almonds and like apple skins. The apple was fine, or if it were, but the skin was a problem. But um,
Oh, this isn't
and he
an.
said he's.
Yeah.
I know it's not the exact same. It's not the same thing,
Yeah.
but I wonder about if I'm allergic to some of these things too, because he said whenever he ate almonds or when he ate an apple, like a raw apple and the skin and everything, he'd get this funky, like burning kind of, not really burning, but sensation in his mouth. And I'm like, I think I can relate to that. So
No, this is a my issue is discovered by having a colonoscopy.
colonoscopy or,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. You get a colonoscopy, they'll know right away.
Right. Nobody's ever said, I've had two of them and nobody's ever said that. So
So
maybe that's not
then
mine.
you don't have any problem.
Okay.
No, I've had uh, I've had it probably at least 20 years, maybe longer.
Okay.
And I found out my dad's got it too. So I inherited lots of good stuff from my dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
I inherited.
Your dad still around?
Yeah, 90 years old and he's better shape than I am.
Awesome. Well, not that he's in better shape than you are, but it's awesome he's still around and doing pretty well. My dad's 81 and he went in today for cataract surgery on one of his eyes. Went well, and now he's gonna have to go and get the other one done.
Actually, I'm not supposed to be munching on anything after 6 o'clock.
That's a good good general rule to follow, but I'm
Well,
not great at following it either.
my problem is I put on about 25 pounds in the last year and about 40 in the last 3 years. So
I'm 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 dealing with a similar thing, so I understand. Whoa.
I think I better take a wide field snapshot and see if I'm getting some clouds here. Well, not clouds, but it looks like I might be getting some dew or something on my 10 millimeter lens. Got a little dark spot in the middle. Dew heaters may not be keeping up. Increase this to 3,200. Take another one. Well, might be getting some high haze in.
Haze?
Yeah.
That's not good. Oh, I see that. Yeah.
Huh.
They didn't clear that with me.
What's that?
They didn't clear that with me for haze to move in.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. I'll let it run anyways. Some reason I'm not stacking the Astro Toaster's not keeping up with the stacks here. Yep. Why is that? 2154. 2153. 2154. Why is this not seeing this? That's kind of weird. All right. Let me check my drive here. Oh, I got plenty of disk space. Plenty. That's not the issue. Just try to figure out why Astro Toaster's not keeping up.
Right.
Let's see here. Well, this is definitely not gonna. You have to put a timer on this one. Finish it off by 1 o'clock, I think. This is gonna push out close to 2. Or I just let it run all night. Yeah, I mean, I'm on frame 74, and Astro Toaster hasn't refreshed since 71, so I don't know what the deal is. It's
Huh.
having a hard time.
So Astro Toaster's a separate program or whatever that
Yeah, yeah, it's a live stack.
grabs
It, it
grabs whatever's available in a certain directory or folder or whatever and stacks it.
yeah,
Okay.
it uses DSS as its engine, Deep Sky Stacker.
Okay.
This is a product that's kind of layered on top of the real-time Deep Sky Stacker tool,
Okay.
and it gives you. It's a little easier to work on the color balance and all that stuff with this as opposed to DSS. I never actually process with DSS. I only stack with it, and then I process with PixInsight
Right. So why do you stack in Deep Sky Stacker and not PixInsight?
because it's easier.
Okay.
I throw the lights in there, the darks and the flats, and it stacks it all.
Okay.
In the case of PI, I've got to debayer it, because it does DSS debayers on the fly.
Okay. See, I'm not using a color camera at all, so I
Yeah,
don't understand. I mean, I'm not familiar with that part of it.
yeah. So
Okay.
basically, I just open up the 3 sets of files and they go, and it produces a TIFF file on the outside, and I load that TIFF file into PI.
Okay.
So it's just faster.
Sure.
Whereas in PI, you got to debayer all the channels, and then, in fact, I don't, and then you have to do let's see here. You have to do your star alignment pass, which means it generates a whole bunch of, if you have 20 files to start with, it creates 20 debayer files. Then you have to create 20 alignment files, and then you have to create 20 integration files. Or the integration takes those inputs and creates one output file. So you basically create 3 sets of files. And so it eats up, an EXIF file in PI eats up to almost 200 megabytes per file.
Okay.
So DSS just does it faster and easier.
Sure. Now I know.
So that's why I use it.
Sure.
PI is good if you want, because you have control over all those individual steps. If you want to do some tuning at each step, if you want, the tool itself has got hundreds and hundreds of functions, and you can daisy chain them together and create procedures, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, there's a pre-processing procedure somebody wrote that you can use to do exactly what I'm talking about, and it kind of works. I've had problems trying to use it. I just find that DSS is faster.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
And it produces okay.
Yeah, I've used it, but once I started using PixInsight, I just started. But like I said, I'm mono camera, so different story.
Yeah. Do you use the preprocessor tool?
I do, and in fact, they came out with a new, what's it called? They came out with a new preprocessor tool recently. Let me see. What's it called? I think I know what it's called, but I don't wanna misspeak, so I'm gonna check it right now. Yeah, it's called a weighted batch preprocessing tool. So it weights it. It's got some kind of algorithm in there for can't remember.
And you find it useful?
I do. It makes it simple. It's at least with my mono camera, it makes it pretty. Let me see. So One of the things you need to do if you're running the regular batch pre-processing is you need to give it a registration reference image, and it kind of figures that out on its own by analyzing the data that you've given it. So it's a little faster. I mean, not necessarily faster, but it's a little more automated than the regular batch pre-processing thing.
Yeah.
And it
Does
seemed to
it
work.
does it create all the intermediate files I talked about?
Yes. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, when I wanted to do a time lapse of, I think it was Florence, I had 480 frames, and I created an image container for all 480 frames, and then I ran my um, automatic background extract on that image container. It generated 480 output files. And then I ran a histogram on another image container containing those output files to do my histogram on it. So it created another 480 files. By the time I got to the blink list that I wanted to make for my video, I had used up 400 gigabytes of storage.
Oh wow.
So, but that was the only way. That's the only way I can do those is for time lapses. I have to use PI to do that. It's just that they create 200 almost 200 megabyte files
Yeah.
with this sensor.
Mm-hmm.
You start out with 31 megabytes, and each stage creates another 200 meg for each file. So I mean, the PI did the job. It's just that it's that's why I have 64 gig RAM in my computer here,
Right.
so I can do my time lapse stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to go to bed. I've got to get up at 6 o'clock. So I'm going to sign off.
But I'm not going to bed yet. But
Well,
hey, it's
I'm
been
going to.
great talking to you again tonight.
Yep. Take care, sir.
All right, you too. Take care.